Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Jaya Nitai, Chaitanya Chandra Nitai, Gaura Chandra Gaura Hari. Jaya Radha Giridhari, Radha Giridhari, Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari, Radha Giridhari, Radhe Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Radha, Nila Madhav Radha, Nila Madhav Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha, Nila Madhav Radha, Nila Madhav Radhe Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Iskcon founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. BBD founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Iskcon Guru Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaisnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrajbhumi Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Mayapad Navadip Dham ki jai. Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Yamuna Mai ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Tulsi Maharani Vrunda Devi ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. Transcendental Prasadam Distribution ki jai. Yuga Dharma Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. Hare Krishna Dham Houston ki jai. The Divine Lordship C.C. Nitai Chaitanya Chandra Nitai Gaur Chandra ki jai. The Divine Lordship C.C. Radha Giridhari ji ki jai. The Divine Lordship C.C. Giri Govardhan ki jai. The Divine Lordship and Most Merciful C.C. Radha Nila Madhav ki jai. C.C. Radha Nila Madhava Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotee. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gaura.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Gaura Premanandi Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivacharya Astatara Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastha Bhutale Srimadi Tamal Krishna Goswami Namini. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastha Bhutale Srimadi Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschyatyade Satarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Praishu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Samam Bonam, Chapter 86, Arjuna kidnaps Subhadra. Obviously that pastime is over. We are at towards the end of the chapter actually. We are in the pastime between Bahulashva and Shrutadeva. Right? Who's the king? Bahulashva. Now who's Shrutadeva? Huh? A poor Brahmana. Okay. Is he poor physically or spiritually? Physically, okay. Or materially, okay. So we're going to do verses 36 to 39. Before that, another pop question. So Krishna came with who? The sages, yeah, including Narada also. How many of them total? 15. Remember last week we counted? And who's the driver of the chariot? Daruka, yes. And how many horses again? 4 horses. Names of the horses? Shaibya, Sugriva, Balahaka, and Meghapushpa. And the colors? Shaibya is green, Sugriva is yellow gold, and then Balahaka is whitish, and Megha Pushpa is greyish. Okay, so now you know that you are also going to which city? Videha, very good. Yeah. And then, which kingdom is the king in Bahulashva? Mithila, yes. Who is the famous king in Mithila? Janaka, King Janaka, who is the father of Sita Devi. So now you see, you know so many things about Krishna and his devotees, right? So, I think when the boom is too far away, it tends to bend or come down a lot. Okay, so that's enough, that's enough. So, yeah, all right. Okay, so now that we got the orders of the caste and the personalities, we can start. Okay, 36, I'll chant 36, 37, 38, and then we can chant together 39. That's a short purport. Dinani kadichit bhuman grihanno nivashad vijai sameta padarajasa punihidam nimekulam. Please stay a few days in our house along with these brahmanas, O all-pervading one, and with the dust of your feet sanctify this dynasty of Nimi. Text 37. Iti upamandrito rajna bhagavalloka bhavanaha uvasa kurvan kalyanam mitila narayoshitam. Shukadeva Goswami continued, thus invited by the king, the Supreme Lord, sustainer of the world, consented to stay for some time to bestow good fortune on the men and women of Mithila. Text 38. Shrutadeva chutam praptam swagrihan janako yata natva munim su samrishto dunvan vaso nanartaha. Shrutadeva received Lord Achyuta into his home with as much enthusiasm as that shown by King Bahulashva. After bowing down to the Lord and the sages, Shrutadeva began to dance with great joy, waving his shawl. You know, you have your chadar, you like, you know, the kawais with the lasso. He's so excited to see Krishna. He's so enthusiastic. Just like when your spiritual master comes, you have so much joy. Do you restrict the joy, or do you actually show your joy of seeing your spiritual master? So it is better to show that you are happy to see the spiritual master. Actually, according to our scripture, one should be happy to see devotees. When you see another devotee, you should burst out smiling and enthusiastic and be so grateful that you have such associates. Just like the way Damodar Sharan chants, right? Hare Krishna at the Jai Radha, Radha, like that. So enthusiastically. So the same way, Shrutadev is not holding back his joy, so he's just showing off his so much happiness. Now, you need to also understand, before we go to the next verse, that Krishna is in two places at the same time. One at Shrutadeva's, another at Bahulashva, and so are the sages also. So, but when Shrutadev and Bahulashva were invited, they could only see one set of Krishna and the sages. So they are only thinking, oh, Krishna is coming to my place, like that. So why that is? Because that's the way the Lord wanted to reciprocate, to enhance the devotion of His devotees. Okay, so now we go to text 39. Trina Pitta Brishishu Etan Aniteshu Upaveshya saha swa gatena abhinandya angrin sabaryaha avinije muda trina pita brishishvetan aniteshu paveshya saha swagatena binandyangrin sabaryo vanije muda trina pitta vrishishvetan aniteshu paveshya saha swagatena binandyangrin sabaryo vanije muda trina pita vrishishvetan aniteshu paveshya saha swagatena binandyangrin sabaryo vanije muda trina pita vrishishvetan aniteshu paveshya saha swagatena binandyangrin sabaryo vanije muda trina pita vrishishvetan aniteshu paveshya saha swagatena binandyangrin sabaryo vanije muda Madajis. Trina pita vrishishvetan aniteshu paveshya saha swagatena vinandyangrin sabaryo vanije muda trina pita vrishishvetan aniteshu paveshya saha swagatena vinandyangrin sabaryo vanije muda trina pita vrishishvetan aniteshu paveshya saha swagatena vinandyangrin sabaryo vanije muda trina of grass, pita on seats, brishishu and on mats of darba, etan them, aniteshu which were brought, upaveshya making sit, saha he, swagatena with words of welcome, abhinandya greeting, angrin their feet, sabaryaha together with his wife, avineje washed, mudha with pleasure. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: after bringing mats of grass and darba straw and seating his guests upon them, he greeted them with words of welcome. Then he and his wife washed their feet with great pleasure. Please repeat. After bringing mats of grass and darba straw and seating his guests upon them, he greeted them with words of welcome. Then he and his wife washed their feet with great pleasure. Purport: to provide even this simple welcome, Shrutadeva had to go next door to his neighbors and borrow extra mats. This insight is provided by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti. So it's to show us how poor Shrutadeva was. Huh? Sometimes even in temple we don't get asanas also. So maybe we are also poor. I mean, not our temple. When we travel, sometimes we don't have enough seats also. So what we are seeing is part of this Vedic culture in this case is Dwapara Yuga, but primarily it's the culture, the etiquette of how we welcome people. So just like, I'm not sure if all of you know or not, but those who are addressing deities, before we start doing the Achamaniyam and all that, we invite the Lord to first take a seat. So we say, Swagatam tu, Swagatam te, and then we tell them to take a asan. And then we offer all the paraphernalia. This is part of the etiquette. So what we are doing on the altar also is teaching us culture, how to invite people, how to guide people in learning how to treat others also. The way we treat the Lord, we also treat our guests. So sometimes uninvited guests are also known as Ati Narayana, like that. Ati Narayana. So unwelcome guests are also the guests of the Supreme Lord, like that. So anyone who comes to the temple, actually first time or last time or whatever, they are always guests of the Lord. So we should always treat each and every individual who comes to the temple with great respect. Yeah, the temple may have rules and regulations, but we shouldn't get so hyped up about it. But we should always be kind to people. That should be, and when through kindness, then they can understand the rules are there for a particular reason. So we shouldn't be jumping up and down like monkeys when we don't understand the rules properly. So here you can see how Shrutadev is welcoming the Lord. He is so excited, so amazed that the Supreme Lord has decided to come, right? Just like, how do you feel if your spiritual master says, I'm coming to your home, I want to see you. And then you are so excited. You don't know what to say, what to do. Most of us don't know because we are not trained in those manners. But here we can see and we can understand. This is the nice way of treating one's superior. So you can see what he does. He makes sure they get to sit. Yeah. And then because they are so exalted, extremely exalted, what does he do? He washes their lotus feet. So of course, we try to do that also with our sannyasis and so on, but they can differ. They can say, no, we don't want you to wash our feet. Out of humility, they will say no, generally. But it is the right of the disciple or devotees to beg to wash their lotus feet. Okay, so it is your right. The first time you see a spiritual master, you have the right to touch his lotus feet after a long time. The spiritual master shouldn't refuse that. But that is the right of a disciple. And anytime you see your spiritual master, you should go and grab the feet and thank him for being grateful. That realization must be in the heart. Then you can put out that true affection, as you saw how Shrutadev was reacting. He was jumping in ecstasy, and he was twirling his chadar. Oh, my spiritual master, oh, Lord Krishna, and all these wonderful devotees are here. Of course, out of respect sometimes and out of social etiquette, we may hide our emotions, but when they come to your home, no rules barred. You can do you can show your emotions of happiness to the spiritual master with great joy. One should be like that, with great joy, like that. So in the same way, this feelings of Shrutadev reminded me of how also in an earlier pastime, when Krishna came to Hastinapur on the invitation of both, well, I guess more so Vidura. Vidura invites Krishna to his home, and when Duryodhana also finds out, he also invites Krishna to his palace and says, "You please come." So, but Krishna doesn't go to Duryodhana's place because he never really liked Krishna so much, and he wasn't a devotee of Krishna. But Vidura was a devotee, so the Lord decided to go to Vidura's place. And Vidura is also not so wealthy like the kings. He had a nice place, so he invited the Lord. When the Lord came, he also makes the Lord sit down. He and his wife washed the feet of Krishna, and then they brought some offering prasad for honor. So then, to help the Lord take prasadam, there was a banana. So he peeled the banana very nicely, and yeah, like when we offer fruits to the Lord, the highest standard is you peel the fruits nicely and offer to the Lord. The not so high standard is you leave the fruits wholesale like that. You know, if you put a pineapple on the altar without peeling it and cutting up, you expect the Lord to cut himself and eat it. So things like that. It may seem small unless you have great difficulty, but you should at all times make it easy for the Lord to take the fruits, or even fruits, or any meal that you prepare. Sometimes you make a big chapati and you know, it may cover half the plate, or offering plate like that. So then you can cut it into pieces to help the Lord take it in bite size like that. So in the same way, what we see is when Vidura peels the banana, instead of giving the pulp or the fruit to Krishna, he gives the skin to Krishna. And Krishna just takes the skin and puts it in his mouth and chews and looks at Vidura. Both Vidura and Krishna has wonderful tears coming down, streaming down. So Prabhupada comments that this is out of love, sheer love, that even Krishna didn't care what is offered. Anything you can offer, Prabhupada says. Patram pushpam palam theoyam. And even any material things you can offer to Krishna. And Krishna will accept if it is given with love. So that's one of the reasons why when you get a new dhoti or kurta or saris or cholis or whatever you call it, you offer it to the Lord and his consort and say, you please honor it first, and then I'll get the prasad. Jai Shri Radha Nila Madhav ki jai, Shri Radha Giridhari Giri Govardhan ki jai, Shri Shintai Chaitan Chandra, Shri Shintai Gaur Chandra ki jai, Iskcon Guru Vrinda ki jai. And so the Lord accepted it, and what part of the reason is love. The other reason was it was so much enthusiasm. Vidura was so enthusiastic to see Krishna, and he enthusiastically offered to Krishna, and Krishna liked that. enthusiasm. So in the same way, that's like I was commenting when we do kirtan, if there's so much enthusiasm, Krishna likes that. He says, whoa, that's so nice. And Krishna, or maybe Gaur Nitai, they're thinking, I'm going to go and dance with them, It is so fun. And if you doubt it, you should read Chaitanya Charitamrita, because whenever there's great kirtan, Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, they both come and dance with the devotees. Not everyone could see them, but those devotees who were so blessed, they saw that the Lord was everywhere, dancing with them. It's like in the Ratha Yatra, there were 6 groups, everyone had their amazing kirtan, and the Lord was in all of these kirtan groups, and they were all astonished. How is that He is doing that? Because of the love of the devotees, just like Bahulashva and Shrutadeva. So much love, so intense that they captured the heart of the Lord, You cannot conquer the Lord. He is Achyuta. But you can conquer Him with love. You cannot physically go and conquer Him. But with love, He's so easily conquered. So therefore you can see Shrutadeva received Lord Achyuta. The word here, Achyuta, is used to say that Lord who is unconquerable, but yet Shrutadeva received Him. Because He conquered Him through simply so much love. And He says here, enthusiasm. So mark that, an act of devotion, right? Remember? Utsahan nischeddairya tat tat karma pravartanat sanga tyaga sato vritti sadbir vinash prasidati. Yes. The 6 activities you have to perform to enhance your devotional service. Srila Prabhupada wanted us to know this thing. Be enthusiastic. So every morning, it's so difficult to get a Mangala Arati. But you think, I can go and see the Lord. What outfit is He wearing? Do I remember from last night? No, I should go and see the Lord. I want to see Him. So you become enthusiastic. Immediately you wake up. Immediately you wake up. And jump into the cold shower. No, I mean warm shower. And then you come. Not all can take cold shower, but those who can, okay. But those who can't, take some warm shower, and then come happily. Be joyful to see the Lord. And then you see all the other devotees who are also there. Then you become more happy, right? So when I come in, I see like Honest Doug and Saint Patrick. They are all chanting so nicely. So nicely, and then they see you, they pay obeisance, and they're so happy, they smile, it's really nice. And then you see Shyamsundar Prabhu, then you see devotees, Nayanamrita Prabhu, like that. It is enthusiastic when you see all of them, and we are all raring to greet the deities. We are waiting. And then suddenly the curtain and the conch blows and the curtain opens. Then we get the darshan of the deity. So nice. That is enthusiasm. Because you are experiencing something not of this mundane world. The enthusiasm is so infectious. So when you come with people with enthusiasm, you automatically feel happy. Right? They say you smile at someone and they smile and then they smile to 6 others, something like that. It's infectious in that sense. So we have to have enthusiasm, and then you have to be confident. What is that confidential? Confidence here means you are confident that the Lord will protect me, the Lord will grant me pure devotional service if I perform these activities sincerely. One time, one devotee was telling Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, I cannot control my senses. Prabhupada said, you should try. Then Prabhupada, I can't do it. Then Prabhupada said, that is most unfortunate. Of course, Prabhupada feels sorry for that devotee because he is very merciful. But still, we shouldn't become very unfortunate. Rather, when we take shelter of such great personalities, pure devotees, they are Mahabhaga. Mahabhaga means they have a lot of compassion, fortune. They can bestow good fortune on you. Mahabhaga. So when we see such personalities, we should become happy. We should come and meet them, hear their classes, things like that. If you can't physically come, then listen through the media. Like Keshava Bali Maharaj reads daily, he spends like 9 hours reading. Can anyone do that? Right? Not ordinary. 9 hours he reads. And he chants at least 32 rounds, minimum, or more if he can. So these personalities have something. They have taste for Krishna, or they are relishing that taste. So if you can't come physically, listen online, to daily readings of Srila Prabhupada, Facebook, So you should listen. And sometimes it's so nice, just simply listening, you feel, it's so sweet actually, just to hear Maharaj, his enthusiasm. It's quite infectious. Like that. I'm just encouraging all of you, if you have time, just listen in. You will feel so happy also. It's an accomplishment. This Bhagavatam is not ordinary. It came just as Krishna left this material world. The Bhagavatam appeared just to shine a light to those who are in the darkness of ignorance. So this is the light that helps us. So we can see here how enthusiastic we also can become, like Shrutadev, Bahulashva, like that. Confident, and one has to be also patient. Means what? That you cannot demand from Krishna. I am doing this for 30 years, so now there must be something, Krishna. You have to give me something. You cannot demand like that. No, you have to be patient, because he is causeless. You cannot make him do what he wants. He will do what he wants. And he can bestow his mercy tomorrow or in an instant, because that's his causeless mercy. He can do what he wants to do. You cannot demand from Krishna. You cannot say, I've done my 16 rounds, so where's the reward? It's not like that. It's up to him. He's independent. He's Swarad. In the very beginning of Bhagavatam, it's established. He's independent. Yo, folks, just understand that. He is independent. You cannot demand from him. You can show love, you can capture his heart, but you cannot demand from Krishna. So that's why Prabhupada never liked it. He said, the Lord, you cannot pray to the Lord for give me this, give me that, give me. Yeah? He said he's not our breadwinner. You can get the daily bread, go to a shop and buy. So Prabhupada never liked that. He wanted us to develop devotion. It's on a different level. It's more affectionate relationship. And the practice of this affectionate relationship starts with devotees. Among devotees, you have to learn to be sincere, don't be duplicitous, give up all those things, give your heart to each other if you can. But of course, confidential. Pick the confidential devotee. But if you are a very senior devotee, then you have to show affection to those juniors, because they don't know much. Okay, so by showing affection, by correcting them accordingly, they will naturally develop that affection also by the association. So it is important to understand that. Then Sangha Tyaga, right? Sangha Tyaga means Sangha Tyaga. That means give up bad association. You have to give up bad association. There's so many categories and levels of bad association. From the physical to the subliminal, we have to give it up. You cannot think, I will do this and then I'll get this. You cannot start making plans like that. Plans should be made in accordance with the blessings of devotees. Vows should be taken with the the correct understanding with devotees. I'm going to take this vow. Then if the devotee say that's a stupid vow, okay, I don't take that vow. But you cannot just make vows on your own. Vows should be confirmed and blessed by devotees. Oftentimes I hear devotees say, I am taking this vow. Okay, fine. Did your spiritual master say it's all right? Well, I think it's okay. So it can't be like that. It should be with devotees' blessings. Or you say, my dear devotee, I want to go this year to Mayapur. Please give me your blessings. That's the right approach. Not that you make your own plans. No, the devotee will say, no, we need you here this year. There's a special thing going on and we need all the help. Maybe after that period you can go. Maybe after this period. How about that? And then you understand, I'm needed here. Krishna wants me. It's not this devotee stopping me. No, it's Krishna wants you here. You have to see, you can either see a glass that is half empty or half full. So one has to develop the proper consciousness. Krishna consciousness is positive. It's not negative. The negativity comes in our association with the material things. So Sangha Tyaga, associating with bad companies, outside people, materialistic people. They're too materialistic. Mostly nowadays it's very gross. People outside are gross. They only think about sex and sex. That's about it. And you can see it it is so pervasive in the advertisements, right? In all the commercials. It's only that. It's so sad. It's like Prabhupada says, you're living a life of cats and dogs. That's all cats and dogs do. They quarrel and then they look for mates. So it's very important. We don't want that. Okay, we give association, but we don't want to take so much. And so we have to be very cautious. Sangha Tyaga, give up such association. And then mentally, if you have so many doubts, get rid of those doubts. How do you get rid? Associate and put forth those doubts to be clarified. Go to the senior devotee and say, hi, I'm thinking like that. What do you think? They'll say, no, you're a fool. Don't think like that. All right, thank you. You become humble. I'm a fool. I didn't know I was a fool. I was full of foolishness thoughts. Like that. So that's very important. So, and then Sattva Vritti. Sattva Vritti is Sadhu Sangha. Very good association. And then with the Sadhu Sangha, you will practice daily your regulative principles. So that's why it's important, and we try to emphasize, the management here also emphasizes to come for morning programs. Particularly for people who don't have abilities in the weekdays, they should at least try to come to the temple to make a relationship, to have a relationship with the deities, to have a relationship with all the devotees in the temple environment also. So we can only encourage. You can bring you can bring the horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. Yeah. So we can only coax, we can only ask, but we cannot force anyone like that. So that Vidura and his wife, by showing so much enthusiasm, affection, love for the Lord was compelled to visit him. So in the same way, if you take your service in that mood, you will find Krishna reciprocates you in the most unseemingly amazing ways. Either directly or through devotees. Generally for most of us will be through another devotee, or some signs or sanctions like that you can see the Lord has a hand in it. Yeah? But the way you should take it is you should feel enthusiastic and grateful. Be very grateful to the Lord and don't take advantage of the Lord's mercy. Now the other pastime that comes to my mind was Ramanuja Acharya. One time he's visiting place. He goes to Tirumala, and then from there he goes to Ashtasahasra village. It's an overnight trip. So he leaves from Tirumala the dawn, and by, I think not overnight, maybe within a few hours. Anyway, he reaches Ashtasahasra village, and in that village he has two disciples. One is Yagnesha and the other one is Vadaracharya, right? Huh? Vadaracharya, yeah, Vadaracharya. And interestingly, Yagnesha is very wealthy, just like, very similar. And Vadaracharya, he is very poor, extremely poor, poorer than Shrutadev. And so anyway, they come to the outskirts of the village, and prior to actually coming into the city itself, Ramanujacharya sends two of his disciples to go and tell Yagnesha, who is also his disciple, and say, tell them that I want to come to your house, because he's wealthy and he's got a lot of disciples following him, and he didn't want to inconvenience his poor disciple Vadaracharya, Varadacharya, yeah. So then he sends these two disciples. So they go, and then they meet the Yagnesha and say, your spiritual master, our Guru Maharaj is coming to your home. He gets so excited. He jumps, he goes really, berserk, He starts telling everyone, okay, you prepare this, you prepare that, and like that. And then he says, where's the Guru? I want to go and meet him. I want to meet him, like this. So excited about the whole, knowledge that the Guru is coming. He wants to go forward and meet the Guru. And then he said, please bring him quickly. I will make all the arrangements. And then after a while, they thank him, and then the two disciples left. And then they came back to Ramanujacharya, who was waiting at the outskirts. So then he said, did you meet Yagnesha? He said, yes. And is he willing to accept us for the night? He said, yes. Guru Maharaj, he's so excited. Then he said, did he take care of both of you? You look so tired. They had to walk so far and walk back. And did he give you refreshments and so on? No, Guru Maharaj. He was so excited about your coming that he completely forgot how to take care of us, And so Ramanujacharya looked at them and said, we are going now to Varadacharya's place, just like that. And they all like, okay. So they all walked for a while, and then they reached around, I think, afternoon at the Varadacharya's place, very old thatched hut. And then when Ramanujacharya came to the front of the house, nobody was there. It seemed empty. Normally during noon time, Varadacharya, he goes out to beg. That's his, only source of income, begging. Most of us are lucky we don't have to beg. But that's how he was living day to day, So then he thought maybe someone is inside. So Ramanujacharya opened the door, hit the door and walked in. But at that time, Varadacharya's wife was inside. She had just taken bath, and then she was drying her clothes. Now they were so poor that she had only one sari. And so she was drying that sari, and she wasn't wearing anything. And so when she heard a Guru Maharaj's voice, immediately from the inner chambers of her house, she clapped to indicate someone is here, don't come, So Ramanujacharya immediately understood. He's a very exalted person. He understood, and so he took up his front piece, and then he threw it into the open door. And the wife, known as Lakshmi, she understood, my Guru Maharaj understands. So she took his chadar or whatever, the top piece, and wrapped around, and then she came out and she greeted the spiritual master, and she kept paying obeisance, up and down, up and down, up and down, until the spiritual master said, thank you, it's okay. Then she got up and she wished all the other disciples, God brothers, thanked them, and she said, please go outside, there's a place where you all can take bath, and after you finish your bath, please come and I'll feed all of you sumptuously. Remember, they just beg day to day. So she goes to a kitchen and then she looks. Hardly there was anything. Now, in that particular city, there was a very wealthy businessman. Jai Shri Shri Radha Nila Madhava Ki Jai. He was so wealthy, this guy, filthy rich. He's so wealthy that they call him filthy rich. And he was also filthy in mind also. So he was always trying to get Lakshmi to sleep with him. She's very, very beautiful looking lady, even though she is very poor and so on. So he had sent many of his female messengers to her when the husband was not around to entice her and say, come, please come. And she has always refused. So when she was in the kitchen looking at the fact that her guru is here and she wanted to serve the guru, and she was thinking, I have to serve him, I cannot not serve my spiritual master. So she, at that very moment, she thought of the filthy rich businessman. And so by the back door she runs out, and his house is just a few doors away. So she runs to the back door of that man's house and knocks. The servant asks, what is it? Oh, I want to see your boss. So they go and tell I forget his name. So anyway, the servant goes to the filthy rich businessman and says, Lakshmi is here, she wants to talk to you. And he gets so excited because like, whoa, the jackpot, and so he says, bring her in. So she comes and says, my spiritual master is here and I want to serve my spiritual master to the best of my ability. I don't have anything at home. You please kindly give me all these ingredients. I want to cook a fantastic feast. And after that, whatever you want to do with me, I will submit to you. I will not complain. You do this. And he was like, whoa, then he tells his servants, please give everything, whatever she wants, go ahead. Yeah. And so the servants gave all kinds of wonderful ingredients, and she brings it home and she cooks an amazing feast for her spiritual master and all of her god brothers, disciples. And at that time, when she was about to cook, her husband just comes, Varadaraja Acharya, he just comes. And then he looks at all these things, where did you get this? I hardly can bag one handful of rice. And you got all this. Then she told him, I went to this filthy rich businessman, and then I offered myself to him, provided he could give all this so that we can serve a spiritual master. So immediately the husband was crying. He said, I go out begging daily to get something to maintain my body, But here you are, you have sacrificed your body and your mind and everything for the pleasure of serving your spiritual master. What kind of a person am I? I'm so fortunate to be your husband. And then together they cooked the feast. And then Ramanujacharya and all the disciples, they had such a wonderful time. They thanked her and they left. Obviously during that time, Ramanujacharya took some remnants and so on, and then they called it, tirtham. Then he had the prasad, and then he gave it to the disciples. So once they left, both the wife and husband say, we have to now fulfill our promise. So together they went to the filthy rich businessman. And then the lady said, I'm here to fulfill my bargain, but before you did that, please honor my Guru Maharaj's prasadam. And then he said, yeah, he was so excited. And he said, whatever you say, whatever you say. So she gave all the Mahaprasadam of the Acharya. He's such a powerful personality. And he took it. As soon as he took, there was an instant change in consciousness and heart. And he realized he was a nonsense. Immediately he fell on her feet and said, I'm a sinner. I was thinking like this. I cannot do this. There's a potency of prasad, Mahaprasad. So don't underestimate that. And he said, I cannot do this. Please forgive me. 1,000 lifetimes I cannot, ask for forgiveness from you. Please take me to your spiritual master. I would like to confess my sins and so on. So then they took him and they caught up with the spiritual master, and then he takes shelter and says, you please give me shelter. I want to be your disciple. You have such an exalted disciples here, Varadarajara and Lakshmi. So this is very important, how you serve, the etiquette and the heart. All these are important points that we touched on. Otherwise, if we take our devotional life to be just a social gathering, then we will miss out on the slow train to bhakti. Okay. All right, I'll stop here. Comments, questions, corrections, feel free to do so. Remember, you can't understand Krishna easily. Vedeshu durlabha atma bhakto. Not through just reading scriptures and I know Krishna now. Yes. Okay, yes, Prabhu.
Thanks, Prabhu. That was nice. So you're speaking about enthusiasm. That was a nice point that you brought out of this pastime. And I have a question, but it's a little bit wordy. Basically, you told that pastime with Prabhupada and his one disciple who said, I cannot control my senses, and Prabhupada said, oh, this is so unfortunate. And so sometimes devotees, we sometimes are, we make mistakes.
Yeah.
We're not pure devotees immediately. So there's mistakes made, there's, can't control the senses, fall downs. But one might have the impression, especially as a neophyte, that I am a perfect devotee. The utsahan mayi, that I'm so advanced now. And then when these, kind of the reality sets in that, I am fallen, I've seen that the reaction to that, reaction to correction or whatever, some error in devotional service, some fall down, one tendency is for the devotees to lose enthusiasm and feel discouragement and go away from devotional service. And so my understanding is that that's Maya, that actually we should be more enthusiastic to serve Krishna. We should be more determined, like you said, this confidence that no, this will work. If I reapply myself with the help of the devotees. So is this understanding correct? And if so, what are some ways that we can convey this understanding? Because it seems a very big obstruction to the enthusiasm that we were discussing. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's very nice. The question you asked is very nice. And what you said is also true. One of the things that part of devotional or culture is to develop affectionate relationship, priti lakshanam, I know that we don't develop positive, loving relationship, which is a failure on all our practitioners' part. Rather, we should understand what is the basis of Rupa Goswami's statements there, what is the intent behind it. Huh? When we look at it carefully, the whole idea is to save this suffering jiva in this material world, bring him or her back to Godhead. So the only way sometimes it happens is when we show a lot of affection to individuals. Yes, as you said, sometimes we are not so perfect, we are not pure devotees. The problem is when we come to the movement with the thinking, I have found the truth, hallelujah, I found the answer, but we haven't achieved the goal yet. So the initial enthusiasm gives them this understanding of they have this PDS, pure devotional syndrome. They think they are now suddenly so pure. But through proper association, proper education, the devotee will understand that I have a long, long way to go. That's one thing. And secondly, he will understand all these people are my well-wishers. So again, I said the practitioners have to show this intent that I'm always your well-wisher. You can make mistakes, that's okay, but I'm always here to help you. I'm always here to guide you. It is okay if you make mistakes. So that's the mood Prabhupada had when he said that is so unfortunate. He didn't say get out from here, go back to the material world. He didn't say that. He said it's so unfortunate that these things are happening. Why? Because we are not strict in our principles and our activity and in our association. Primarily, we tend to take relationship for granted, so much so we offend one another. And that's one of the biggest hindrances in developing a higher consciousness or even having the proper attitude. What is this proper attitude? Dasa, anudasa, anudasa. But that attitude is not cultivated. From the very beginning, sometimes I've seen our movement goes through a metamorphosis over the years. And so when they get all educated people, they say, oh, you cannot make them do this, make them, we are so afraid. No, put them in the kitchen, wash pots, wash the toilet. But to bring them there, the beginning culture must be there, where they can understand this is a positive environment. It's for my own benefit. So that level of education must be there. Not simply, come and take prasadam, and that also helps, but, we also have to say, take prasadam and we do service. So in the beginning, if you remember, if you all have read Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita, you'll see Prabhupada was doing many of the menial service. He was old, and he would wash the bathroom, he would wash the pots, he would cook for all of them. And if you read the Lilamrita, you find these people who are all just coming daily to eat suddenly realize there's something wrong with this picture. And then they said to Prabhupada, you don't have to do these things, we will do. Why? Because Prabhupada gave so much affection, so much love, so much enthusiasm. He was doing it so happily. So they were thinking, how is this possible? This old man is so happy that we are not. And they were taking his remnants also. So then it purified them sufficiently through the association to understand, I should be doing these services for Prabhupada. He has more important things to do. And so how do you help these people? You should be sincere that you want to bring them back to Godhead, to the level as far as you can bring them. You should think like that. I'm going to bring them to as good as I can be. I want this person to be better than me. You understand? So if you think like that, the false ego will not come in between you and that person. But if you think, I will only bring them to a little bit less than I am, then it's like the Kung Fu master. Have you heard of the Kung Fu master? Okay, there's this Kung Fu master who knew all the skills, all the way of fighting. So his disciple came and said, Master, I want to learn everything. So the master says, yes, my disciple, I'll teach you. So he taught him all there were 100 different skills. He taught him 99. So the disciple went back and came back after a few years. Master, I want to challenge you for the position. And the master said, okay, I'm going to use this new movement. And he said, Master, I do not know that movement. He said, aha, that is why I didn't teach you that. So this is not our philosophy. Our philosophy is to make sure the other guy, if I can't go back to Godhead, at least they can go back. You know, and Prabhupada says if you are well-wisher of someone, it benefits them and it benefits you. So at all times, we have to cultivate that. From the time we open our eyes to the time we close it for the night, we should think how we can help one another and be grateful, so grateful about what Prabhupada has given. And so then making mistakes, falling down is not a big issue because jivas, we are jivas after all, and we are under the Devi Esha Guna Mai, Mama Maya Duradya, we're going to make mistakes. And understanding people are going to make mistake should be that we shouldn't find that fault. There's no point telling, oh, you made this mistake. Say, don't worry about it. Let's see how we can improve on it. Right? It's like saying, oh, the temple has this rule, that rule. That's easy to say, but the right thing to say is, what about this way? It would be more appealing to the general audience. That's a positive way. So that's how we should work when we are cultivating new people also. Okay? I mean, that's all I can say. I don't know if there's anyone else wants to add or something like that. If not, any other comments? Yes, Prabhu. Yes, sure. Please. On the microphone.
The relationships has been, I've been around, yes, in 2003, so I really don't have any deep relationships with anyone. It's just the fact that...
More?
Yeah. But it's just that, that's only so much, at least from my perspective, if I just want to be careful not to evoke any offenses or stuff like that. When you speak, it says familiarity breeds contempt. Right?
Yes.
There is a thin line between how familiar you can become, especially with devotees.
Yes.
And something with the newcomer too, and it's just two different dynamic altogether. Right?
Yes.
So with a newcomer, like I go to the farm program, I see all these kids from all kinds of background. There's something else I need to do there. Whether I come back to the temple and then I have to change my personality. It's like being duplicity. I mean, it's not duplicitous, but I feel like that you have to play a different
You should
role.
read the Lilamrita. See how Prabhupada behaved with the newcomers. The way we behave is, the standards for us is high, but the standard for the others is low, from your perspective. So you don't judge them, that's one thing. And the other thing is, always understand you are the servant of the servants, so you're serving them also. Yeah.
But as a movement also I've seen, not only in our community, but in general all over.
Yeah.
Maybe in India too. My experience, I don't see that deep relationship where there's really full love and trust. The brahmachari ashrams is different because they have a different kind of thing, but with grahasthas and other things.
It doesn't matter, Prabhu. I think you have to start somewhere. So you set the example, You and your wife set the example of showing that. And I'm sure there, actually in Houston, there are many, many, many nice grihastha couples. You just have to unfold. The flower seems to be closed in the morning, but as the heat comes out, sometimes the flower will open, and then you see the entire beauty of it. So most often we see the closed flower and think it's not a beautiful flower. So my point is, have this relationship, begin somewhere and see how far you can go in devotional relationship, not otherwise, Yeah. Make that the first move, Don't expect others to make that decision. You can take that step forward, Go visit some devotees and say, I want to spend some time with you because you are wonderful. And then you see, slowly this cultivation of such consciousness will affect the whole community, like that. You have to be positive because this process works. Definitely works. I'm telling you, it works. Right.
The other question I had was Sangatyaga. You talked about, even at the subtle level, you have
Yes.
this association.
Yeah.
And I was reading somewhere that even, like it is said that, like even a renounced person, even for if he thinks about
Right.
a woman, and it's so detrimental for his progress.
Yes.
On the other hand, we have Yamunacharya, that famous verse that he says that
Whenever I
when
think
I think
of
about sex life, I just spit on the
spit
thought.
on it. Yes.
So can you clarify on this? Because how, I mean, as a practicing devotee, obviously, there's so many things. The
Yeah.
gross stuff is easy to avoid, like gross things, yes, we can. But when you contemplate on the object of senses, there is some
Yes.
residual that's
Yes.
always working on it. We may
Yes.
not act on it, but
It is there.
it is there, always there. It's like a cloud following me, and always it's been there. So how do we take? I mean, I know unless we act on it, it's not going. I don't know if I'm correct on that, but unless we act on it, there's not going to be any reaction. But still, there is the residual in your mind that's always working on us, or working on me for that matter. So how do we know that it's not going to act sometime?
You don't know. Srila Prabhupada was once asked by, I believe it was Satsarup Maharaj, he said that, about sex desire. Srila Prabhupada, so Prabhupada said, it's not that I don't have sex desire also, it's there, but I don't act on it, I don't think about it. So whenever it comes to your mind, immediately you should think of spiritual master, take up a book and start reading, go for a cold shower, No, from the physical to the mental, you can do all these acts to make sure that it doesn't affect you, Then chant more rounds, Tell yourself, well, this is in my mind now, Cheto Darpanam Marjanam Bhamadavagni Nirvapa, I'm going to burn it, so I'm going to now chant extra rounds. Because it came in my mind, today I will chant extra so many rounds. You make something like that. Tell my Lord, I'm a nonsense. And you know that. I don't have to tell you this, but I have to. I'm here confessing. This is real confession. Not going to some place and sitting in a chair and confessing. This confession is, I want to do something about it. I'm going to chant extra rounds. I'm going to read for a couple of hours. You please clear this thing from my mind. Yeah, because these are like samskars, they are impressions, and they can be there for the whole lifetime. But whenever such bad thought comes, immediately you pray at the lotus feet of the Lord. So after a while it becomes a practice, like a yoga, yuktena. That once you practice, it becomes a second, immediately, automatically it'll come. And so therefore, whenever such thoughts come, immediately say, get out, then you can also say, I spit on you. Yeah, I don't want such thoughts like that. But it's a matter of practice only. When Arjuna said, my mind is like a turbulent wind, what did Krishna say? He said, be regulated and practice. Yeah. So it works when you be regulation. That's one of the reasons why we emphasize regulation. Very important. Yeah? For chanting, for anything, you have to be regulated. Otherwise it won't work. The process don't work because we don't use it properly. Yeah. Right?
Prabhupada says that, somewhere I read, says that for him to actually taste the chanting, he used his own example. He's a pure devotee.
Yeah, but then
He
he's
said-
showing us how it's done.
So
Yeah.
he said nearly, some devotee disciple asked him that, when will I get the taste for the holy name? He said probably about 30-35 years.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
practice
yeah,
chanting every day, sincerely, go to Mangalarti, read
Yeah.
the books and do
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
Comes with the whole paraphernalia. So it's with that kind of a situation where I'm just being here around for 8-9 years, and then it's very hard to actually work on the mind.
I know. So that's why you should be worried now. It's time to die soon, and then we still haven't got the taste, right? Yeah. So the more you worry and beg the Lord, the more you connect with the Lord. Yeah.
That's why as a community, I was thinking that, it's like... we
As a
don't-
community, we help each other, encourage each other, and say, Prabhu, how's your chanting today? Did you think of Krishna, or were your mind wandering? Things like that you can ask. It might help. Yeah. Now those who need to go to prasadam, please go ahead, don't need to sit around. Yes, Mother.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, because I enjoy your class so much and it was very helpful. I have 2 questions. I don't know how to love, but I want to love Krishna, but I don't know how. Even with my immediate, my close people, I don't know how to love properly. I don't think it's love.
To love Krishna, you have to first love the devotees. Okay? So that means sadhu sangha is very important. And then your chanting, and then your guru nishta. How strongly you are connected to your spiritual master. All these are very, very essential. And then how often you're reading Krishna, about Krishna, the Bhagavatam and so on. Prabhupada's process teaches a spontaneous evolution of love. It's called Raga Marg. But if you follow all these principles properly, it will burst through your heart. It is rapturous, the love for Krishna. So it will take place, but you have to be sincere. You cannot use Krishna for your own material reasons. If you do that, then it becomes blocks, obstacles in your Krishna consciousness. So, yeah, we all are trying to love Krishna also. We are all struggling to love Krishna, but yeah, so that's how you do it. Yeah. Okay. And your second question?
Yes, and are there any resources that you would suggest us or suggest me to improve my relationships with the devotees, with people in general, with myself?
Resources? There's plenty of resources. Service. Serve the devotees. That's the first resource. Talk to Mother. She needs a lot of help.
But more specifically, books or audios or workshops, something that has...
All right, for japa, books by Sachinanda Maharaj is very good. There's a book by Burijan Prabhu called Japa. It's also very good. So if you know, you chant, you can follow that examples that Burijan Prabhu gives. That will help you a lot. I believe there are sometimes workshops or seminars about relationship. They may be good, but sometimes they are so, kind of wishy-washy sometimes also, because we tend to go too much sentimental also. The best way to learn is to actually, you show affection to new people, to children, to others. In your heart you always say, this person is good. Yeah. Simply coming in front of the Lord and say, I love you, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to work. But taking that stand, it's good. But one of the things is you need to immerse yourself. Just like learning a language, you have to be in that country, immerse yourself, then you pick up the language. So in the same way, to love the Lord, you must learn to love the devotees, which means you have to serve with the devotees. To benefit the devotee, the service should be, I want to make sure they are pleased with my service like that. What else I can fix that is inhibiting my giving them pleasure like that? Yeah. Remember, we are not at the level of this Lakshmi and Varadaraja. They are pure devotees, so they could do that. So we cannot artificially do that, but you do what you can tolerate for now. Then as you progress in your Krishna consciousness, you can give more and more of your heart. Because remember, there is a tendency for us to give our heart immediately, and then people hurt us, then as Prabhu was saying, then we leave the companionships. Yeah. So you are going to be hurt. Dukhalayam ashashvatam. So this material world, you will be hurt. But how you're going to tolerate that? That is the austerity of a devotee. He tolerates. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayoja Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chahat Ahaitukam. So you get the knowledge and you get the detachment. So the detachment is packed on to your false ego. So if you're looking for adoration, then you're always thinking, I'm not respected, I'm not loved. But if you're detached, then you will say, I want to love these people. That's the service attitude. Okay? So that is real love.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one more person there.
When I think about
In relation to his question.
desires or thinking something, anything that is not Krishna, right?
Okay.
My solution for that is personal, but it can help others. I just think about the beauty of Radha and Krishna, the beauty of the pastimes, the beauty of the Holidam, the beauty of Prabhupada.
It affects you immediately.
The philosophy, everything.
Yes.
And then I think that anything that I'm thinking about, the nonsense, none of these things can be compared to the divine.
Very nice.
So that's enough.
Yeah. It works for you. That's great. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I
So-
think it would work for anyone because
No, well, depends on
you
the
can't
level.
you can't compare anything in the
Yeah.
material world
True.
to the divine.
One has to have the realization also. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a quick announcement. Yesterday, Radha Maharaj gave a class, and he said that when you share this, it increases, right? Just like in the what is it in the Shikshastika, says that it increases the ocean of transcendental bliss. It enables us to fully taste the nectar, for which we're always anxious. So if anybody wants to taste nectar, for which they're always anxious, the boys are going out today to distribute the holy name. They're going to the Galleria Mall, I believe, leaving around noon. So most people are going to be shopping till they drop, but they'll be distributing books till they drop. So please join them and get some mercy. Haribol. Thank you, Haribol. Japa retreat? Oh, what? Oh, yeah. When is it? Oh, yeah.
In Houston, 13 to 15. March 13 to 15. You have to register online.
Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Now go take prasad.
His Holiness Radha Krishna Das Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Today's breakfast was cooked by Sankarshan Prabhu's wife. I don't know her name, but please, Kamani Priya, yes. Mother Kamani Priya, please honor, respect, and relish the mercy. Hari Hari Bo.